who are feeling. So I think people are taking a moment to take care of themselves. Self-care is really big. I think they're also reevaluating how they want to engage in this democracy. She's a friend of mine, but Latasha Brown is also the co-founder of the national voting rights group Black Voters Matter. And while a lot of people said that Stacey Abrams was sort of the architect of Georgia going blue.
Okay, all right, just to slow down, okay? This whole Black Voters Matter. So in this clip, we are going to watch The View erupt into chaos as usual because they still can't cope with the fact that, yes, the Democrats lost, guys. Like, it's been almost a month. Like, get over it. Get over it. And so all of these little organizations, too, you know what? We'll touch on that whole Black Voters Matter in a bit. So let's just go ahead and get on with it.
It was actually Latasha Brown that was on the ground, and Stacey Abrams has admitted that. And Latasha said this weekend, America is going to have to save herself. Mm-hmm. She said, people can rely on Black women to lead change, but the next 4 years will look different. That's not a Herculean task, that's for us. We don't want that title. I have no goals to be a martyr for a nation that cares nothing about me. And I think a lot of Black women are feeling that way.
A bit different because
I mean, what are we talking? So all of America doesn't appreciate Black people. So all of America now, a nation, hates Black women. Although there are many programs, many steps, many policies that are put in place to help Black people, but it always has to be a victim narrative, a emotional narrative. I'm not going to be a martyr for a nation that doesn't care. Nobody asked you to be a martyr, and none of y'all are really honest about the real problems in America. None of y'all. That's why I don't take any of you guys serious who claim to be trying to save America. These people who claim, oh, I'm not going to be a martyr. You know, America has to save herself. What is that? What does all of that mean? What is all this code talking? I'll get into it. I'll get into it.
Odds on is true. I kind of always thought Trump would win until maybe the final days just because it felt like Kamala Harris had this real momentum. But the signs were there. And I have a very diverse friend group, family, like people who vote different ways. And I have felt like there was a yearning in this country that people wanted Donald Trump back. And the most common thing I heard this entire election cycle was, I don't like his personality, I don't like the way he talks, but my life was better when he was in office. And I'm in this position where I feel a bit unburdened by what has been. I'm going to wait and see. He's not been sworn in yet. I'm somebody who probably agrees with 75% of his policies. If he focuses on creating jobs, on bringing down the cost of living, securing the border in a responsible way, and being tough on America's adversaries, I'm all for it. It doesn't mean we're not going to call balls and strikes. When he does things that are beyond the pale or he uses words that are offensive to people, then be ready to call that out. But I just think I'm kind of shying away from this sort of apocalyptic, it's all, we need to be like losing sleep over it. The American system of government is strong, it's held. There are checks and balances, even if my party's in control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. And I think we should I root for America, so I root for a smart, serious Donald Trump presidency, and I root for pushback when he doesn't do things that are smart.
I think all those things are.
So, just so you know, the memo's out. Alyssa can talk as long as she wants. We are trying. Look, she better show herself as that pro-Trump girl. Because remember, we looked at that headline that they were saying that they're looking for a more pro-Trump host. And if I was her and I would have saw that headline or I would have heard about it through the grapevine, I would have been like, oh my God, my job is on the line, right? Because they're not going to have two Republicans on the show. Right, because it just doesn't make any sense. I don't think they've ever had two Republicans on the show. I might be wrong. At this moment, I don't think they will. But she's standing harder on 10 toes, and I see. But you could tell Sonny's like, now we gotta let this broad talk. Yeah, you do. You do. You do have to let her talk. It is good for the balance, right? Even though she doesn't tell the full story either. But all right, let's go ahead.
Great to dream about, and they're great.
I mean, we could take backs for 4 years and work on
Hold on, let's
back when he doesn't do things that are smart.
I think all those things are great to dream about, and They're great.
I mean, we could
But
take
I
bubble
have-
baths for 4 years and work on mental health, or we could just engage in the process.
As I've always said, you know, this process was handled without me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the things I was looking for, you know, and I listen to people make fun of it, you know, it's not about race, it's not about misogyny. It is for me. It is for me. Because that's how you see me first.
Get over it. Like, you know what? There are some people who, yes, I know as a black woman, I hate having to say that, right? That there are some people who definitely underestimate me because I'm a black woman. I've ran into them, but I don't sit here and because of that, now the whole infrastructure runs that way. No. And I also don't say I have to prove something to those people because I don't have anything to prove to anybody but myself and God. God first, right? But it shouldn't be to the point where it's like now for everybody, this is how it is just because I've been through those kind of experiences. All those experiences should serve to make you better, stronger. That doesn't mean everybody's like that. I'm sorry. I know way too many successful black people to keep doing this thing where it's like, oh my God, life is so tough as a black woman. I don't have those experiences. I don't.
Because that's how you see me first. So that's how I have to respond to you. And I don't think this is what you're saying. I want to be really clear. Because you know how they like to always put us, oh, and she was mean to her.
Yes.
I understand all the things you want to see him be. I understand all the things that he promised he would be and he wasn't. And now that he has been given carte blanche, I'm not going to waste a lot of time on what he might do.
But at the
I'm gonna wait because I need to see what he will do so that I know what I'm going to do.
That's in many ways my point. But like, we can sit here and we could be apocalyptic about what he might do, but I also think there's a moment for self-reflection. I felt as unrepresented by Biden when I would talk about, I care about the border. Why did you wait till 3 years in to do it? I care about the cost of living.
But
why aren't you talking about it?
We've done all of that, and we're talking about how this respect comes to you, how it comes to me, how it comes to you. We're looking at different things. You're hearing different things than I'm hearing because you're not listening for the same things. We just aren't. And that's okay. I have a lot more understanding about what you're looking for than most people have what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
No,
Because
delusional. She's absolutely right. She is. What she just said, let me translate that for you. I'm looking for everything that he says that sounds racist and misogynistic. You know what? Seriously, wake up and smell the coffee. Move on. Seriously. Okay? That's not what I'm looking for. I don't care. Right? What I'm looking for is basically what Alyssa's saying, but even more. You know, I have a problem with the lobbies around Trump. I do. I absolutely do. More than people understand because I don't have time for another war. I don't. And people will say, oh, he's anti-war, and that's fine, right? But when you see the people around him and you hear what he's saying, Trump's made some comments, and they're never going to talk about it. Trump talks about we got to remove anti-Semitism from the campuses and this, that, and the third, and people who are anti-Semitic are going to be deported. And I'm here on a channel, and you could look back at the catalog where I'm like, abolish the term racism, abolish the term anti-Semitism, abolish all these terms because we have a First Amendment that protects some horrible speech as long as we're not trying to commit crimes. We don't want anybody to get hurt. By the way, guys, please don't forget the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. Sorry. Thank you. And he's saying stuff like that. I have a huge problem with that. That has nothing to do about misogynistic and racist. And I don't want hate speech laws. They will never talk about that. And it frustrates me to no end.
We recognize that.
So I think what we're all saying is we're going to sit and watch. We're going to wait and see because we can't do anything else except.
I'm not going to wait and see. I mean, this guy is told us he's a retribution. He's going to be a dictator.
There's nothing to be done until you know what you're fighting. It's pissing in the wind doesn't help. You just get a wet
treating
face.
But I mean, but I
Everything like
have
a
no,
five-alarm
what I'm
fire
saying is
doesn't help.
I have no false expectations that at 78, he's going to all of a sudden
No
turn
one does.
into
No
a
one does.
another human
Nobody
being.
does.
Like
And
a
I'm not going
five-alarm
to spend,
fire makes people tune out.
I spent weeks telling people that he was apocalyptic. I'm not
Yeah.
going to change now
It's
because it's
not
still the
changing.
same
It's
man.
not treating every single thing like
I think that's when we lose credibility.
Well, here's the thing. You lose credibility in many different ways. If you don't know what you're talking about and you accuse him of something, then they're going to blow it back. That's why.
Yeah, y'all been lost credibility. Okay, be very clear. Y'all, most of you on these shows, and now a lot of y'all on YouTube, unfortunately. But shout out to everybody. What they're doing have lost credibility, right? They don't talk in reality about anything. The truth is inconvenient, right? Even going back to the whole Black Votes Matter thing. These organizations, these organizations are here to fearmonger you about some so-called reason why Black people can't vote. And then they make money off of, being pumped with donations and fundraisers and stuff, but they have to keep the fear going that Black people can't vote. People have been talking about this voter suppression. I pulled up a old clip of The View, and Ann Coulter was on it. This was from 14 years ago, and they were talking about voter suppression. Like, what the heck? I never felt suppressed to vote. It's really ridiculous. These people, they use you. I'm not here to use anybody. Over here, we talk about the inconvenient truth. And the inconvenient truth is that there are certain things that they're not going to say on these shows. Yes, I am waiting and seeing with Trump. I am. Not about racist. I don't know what they're talking about. He's going to be a dictator, retribution, but I don't know what they're talking about. I really have a problem with some of the people he's put himself around, a lot of these Christian Zionists. I'm not going to stop saying it. I'm not going to. I have a huge problem with their ideology and the fact that they're going to get a key into the doors of things like our military defense, departments and stuff. And I'm not one who's a hippie who's like, oh, we need to not have any, war, military and all. No. Like, give me a strong military defense system. Like, I want the best jets and the best drones and everything else, right? But not to use offensively for some weird third temple type of thinking. That's Pete Hegseth saying that. Okay, I don't have time for that. We already used American soldiers in wars that we had no business being a part of. And I'll leave it there. I feel alive coming soon because I have my things that I'm feeling reserved about. But these girls are still delusional. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.